How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video on my 2007 GT500. We've got some exciting stuff going on in this video. Primarily, I want to go ahead and get this car to the dyno, so that'll be a little bit later on in the video. I got a couple things to knock out first. So we're not doing any dyno tuning, we're just going to do a couple dyno runs down the road, and I want to see kind of what it makes on the 2.5 pulley with the regular pump gas tune, 17 degrees of timing. And then we're going to put in the spicy race tune. Finally got that finalized. And we'll go ahead and see how that does. That saw almost 22 degrees of timing, 21.7 up at the top of the RPM range, and it comes in real strong. It's almost 20 degrees of timing, like pretty low in the RPM range. So between that and the 2.5, we're in our butane. Plugs look solid, really can't complain. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that clip real quick of me running down the road and get this thing tuned up. We'll do a quick pull, send it off to BJ, and everything looked pretty good. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, so we're just got done doing our watt log to test out for BJ. Dude's wild. He's like, oh, we'll do 20 degrees. That saw 21.75, almost 22 degrees of timing. So we'll get back, check our plugs. I mean, realistically speaking, if there's no plug detonation, it's fine. So got about 16 ounces of butane in here, half a tank of fuel. So that should be, doing the calculator on their website, it says 102 octane. So 98 plus should be fine. A lot of people have done testing with butane and it seems to come out okay. I still haven't yet to see like a 1-to-1 ratio test wise, like, hey, we ran 100 octane race fuel, saw this much timing, and then we ran the 100 octane mixed butane, saw this much timing, you know, issues or no issues or what, but it is what it is. So that's what we have. I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the house. We'll check the plugs and see what it looks like. Hopefully nothing crazy. AFR was about where it should be. It was like 11.4, 11.6. Nothing to worry about there. And yeah, IATs were good and all that. That's the tune finishing up. So see you guys back at the house. All right, so as you guys saw, freaking awesome. Pretty sweet with, pretty happy that everything worked out. It's crazy to think that not too long ago, I was freaking out about the 2.8 pulley with 18 degrees of timing. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna blow it up. And here we are, 21 degrees, octane booster and everything else, and just doing good stuff. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, let's go ahead and show you a little bit of carnage from the drag strip. So you may or may not have been able to hear it at the track, but when I got back, not ideal. So I took it apart, I went to check. Something on the inside of the muffler broke in the baffle, and it sounds like absolute not so greatness. So I didn't buy these mufflers new, unfortunately, or they would be covered under warranty. But I went ahead and picked up, reordered a set from Corsa. So this is just a singular muffler that we need, and fingers crossed the other side doesn't blow out any day now. I think that was fine though. It's just that one that went, no clue what happened. I've had a buddy that's had this happen before. So I'm gonna go and swap this guy out, and then we should be good. And just like that, new one's on. So pretty much perfectly lined up with the other one. It looks good. Very curious, there's two ways to adjust these things. So you can either loosen it up here and adjust it. You can loosen up the mid pipe and swing it back and forth. That'll kind of adjust the tip. And then lastly, take something like a pipe, stick it on the hanger, and you can adjust the hanger around to get this thing to adjust as needed. So I'd adjust this one a little bit, but not too crazy, and we're good. You can kind of see like, there was no obstruction by any means. Just something on the resonator got messed up in the actual pipe itself. So yeah, we'll say, not really sure what to do with that, but it is what it is. So last thing I needed to fix, I did fix my switch inside of the car. I was having some issues with my intercooler switch, so I swapped it out for another one. Got a slightly smaller profile, and I think we're good, so that's done. And last thing, just a quick update on this stuff here. So, as I showed you guys already, got the pump, got everything else showing up. So I got my adapter, go from the pump, little piece of rubber to the thing itself, 1.5 inches. Come on, I need to get my things. I decided I was trying to figure out how I'm going to jerry rig the tank to have an 1.5 inch footing. And I found this flange piece, which let me pull this out real quick so I can show you guys. So I found this flange, which is 1.5 inches. That'll work out perfectly. It even has a nice little spot. So I'm just going to put some holes around this edge, 1.5 inch. What is this thing called? No, it's just a blur end. But yeah, so that'll work nicely. And then we can basically bolt this flange bolt, probably like 5 or 6 bolts around the edge, put that on the ice tank. So that should work nicely for our feed line. And then we're getting there, right guys? And then I got a silicone 1.5 inch to 1 inch adapter for our outlet right here. That'll go like that and work for our feed. So definitely getting there, making some progress. This is definitely gonna be the next main thing I gotta work on. But as you can see, my garage is a bit of a wreck right now, and this is because I got other projects going on. So once these are cleared out, should be very soon here, then I'll be able to focus on the car again. So now all we gotta do, I'm gonna do this off camera, get it prepped for the dyno. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap onto the street tires. Drag radials aren't really good for the dyno. The dyno kind of chews them up, and then it'll show a lower horsepower reading. So if we're gonna go, might as well get all the beans she got. So we're gonna go swap over to the street tires for Tuesday and get it on, and I'll see you guys at the dyno. Well, that was lame as hell. So just got back to the house, and I didn't obviously talk on the GoPro at all. I always feel weird doing that in front of people, but the freaking, I'll play it back for you if you didn't see. So my damn wheel is wobbly. I don't know what the hell's going on. So we're gonna pull up the car. I've checked this side before and it's been okay in the past, so I don't know what's up. Maybe we tweaked something, who knows. So we're on the dyno, started spinning it up, and this side looked freaking awful. It was doing this deal. I'm like, okay, that's not safe, nor is it good. So we decided to abort the pull, makes sense. Got the car off the dyno off camera, went ahead and hopped up the rear, spun it, yep, wobbly, took off the wheel spacer just to see if that was it. It's only like a 6 mil, 8 mil, somewhere in there. Took those off, put it back on, still wobbly, drove home, like, okay. So first off, huge shout out to Omega Performance over in St. Louis. Hooked us up with, not really not a hookup anyway, but they're courteous enough to let me work over there a little bit, see if we can figure it out beforehand and not charge me an arm and a leg. So thanks to you guys if you ever wind up watching this video. But yeah, so I'm gonna waste no time. I'm gonna go ahead and get this rear end up, pull off the wheel, and I guess we're just gonna start diagnosing. So it's either the wheel's bent, which I see as being fairly unlikely, or the axle's tweaked, or there's debris behind the brake rotor maybe. So we're gonna check it all. And I mean, I'm on 31 spline axle, so maybe that's what it is. Who freaking knows? But kind of a pain in the butt. So one thing at a time, go ahead and knock it out and see what it is. I'm not gonna do time lapse. I'll just get with you guys once I get everything off the ground and apart. All right, so let me see if I can illustrate this for you guys. See if you can see where we're at. So it's not a matter of, interesting. No, that is what it is. So it's not a matter of so much looking at the dial indicator touching, but it's looking at the space it creates when it doesn't touch. So I don't know if you see that. Maybe the dial indicator will be a better indication. No touching by like almost a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna Comes back, touches, no touching, no touching. So yeah, not ideal. So I'm gonna pull the rest of this off and see what we can figure out. All right, so next thing to test, see if the rotor itself is out. So go ahead, this nice and sturdy, lined up. Let's see, nice and still. Oh, yeah, she's got a high point for sure. Feels like it's got a tight point in here. Loose. Right there, she gets real tight. So, all right, something behind the rotor. Let's go ahead and pull that off next. Well, got the brake rotor off, 110% the axle. That blows. Look right in that crack though. You can see the spacing. Yep, don't want that. So, we go ahead and have to figure out how to pop this guy out. I can totally see it's tweaked. So that blows. And that would kind of explain. I think this side was the one that was leaking axle fluid a long time ago. I don't know. It didn't look fine in the last video when we did the launch from this side and let it eat. It looked fine on the street tires like 3 videos ago. So maybe it's recent. I don't know. But I guess she's done. All right, so just look at this thing. So we are 0.04 inches of run out. 0 all the way back up. So that's quite a bit. We don't want that. And yeah, it looks like we definitely bent our axle. So that sucks. So it is what it is. Doesn't look like anything is damaged. Glad I'm on a border or catching out of the dyno before anything crazy happened. I mean, realistically, I think that's been damaged for a long while. I went and checked a couple of the videos. I didn't know, I can't really notice anything, but I have noticed a slight wobble when I have the drag pack on because I have my mirror kind of angled down to that spot to check out the burnout. So I don't know. It may have been from a while ago. It could be something recent. Who knows? I mean, I've had these axles for 2-3 years now, quite a bit of digs, and there's definitely been a couple of moments where I had inappropriate shock settings and had some pretty gnarly wheel hop or just straight up dead hook or some other stuff happen. So it is what it is. The options going forward, so realistically the right thing to do, and if this is what I would suggest to anybody asking, go to a 33 or a 35 spline setup. Is that what I'm going to do? Nope, I'm gonna go with another 31 spline axle. And the reason is, one, I'm almost positive it's because of the wheel hop situation from a while ago, like last year, and it probably just got exaggerated. And 2, that is a fairly hefty investment for what my plans are. I really don't plan on drag racing this car that much going forward, because kind of hit the goals I want to be at. So I'm gonna throw another set of 31 splines in this time. So these are Mosers in there. I'm gonna go with a set of Strange axles. I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. It is what it is. Yeah, so we got a new set. Toss those in. I'm gonna put the wheel and everything back together for now so I can move the car around still. And yeah, kind of sucks we didn't get our dyno day, but you know, that happens. So that's pretty much all I got, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.